Hey everyone, welcome back to week 13, I want to say. We're on 13. And it's great. This can be a great segment. I got my order in on Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember which. So I got it about 2 days before I thought I would. So yeah, I want to say Tuesday. I got 2 days before I thought I would get it in, and that's great. We're going to actually go ahead. We're going to finish up the cliff in this segment, which is nice, with a little bit of time-lapse, a little bit of not time-lapse. I touch a little bit at the end on some of the top work of what my idea or my plan is to go through there. We don't do any filler brick. I guess at least not any filler brick that's not needed for the cliffs. Only the general filler brick that we see every side. But we actually don't see any of that this week, so that's kind of refreshing. And at the end of the video, we're going to go ahead and we're going to touch on the custom clone commander we're working on. Kind of show you I redesigned him a little bit. So I hope you're okay with that. I did go ahead, from what I last read, is everyone wanted or most people, or whoever made a decision on it, wanted red arms instead of me painting on the stripes, kind of. So that's what we went with this week. So you'll see kind of more steps towards the finished project, because we did change his chest design quite a bit. So without further ado, let's just hop right into the segment. Great news, I just got home from school and my parts are in. It's essentially what I ordered. With luck, this should finish off the cliff and hopefully most of the top with the general plating wise. I think I'm going to have to order a lot more of these. I might have to do like a $50 or something. A huge order of these guys just for detailing. Same with some parts in here. I got the smaller slopes, some 2x4s. Some, I don't know if you see any in there, some cheese wedges, stuff like that. I do have to, start looking at a few other ways to obtain a couple parts that I am going to go ahead and use, which, is most likely going to be Bricklink. But I was able to get my large pick-a-brick haul in this week, and it's 3 days earlier almost. Well, I guess 2 days earlier than I would have thought, so that's nice. I can go ahead, I can start with the cliff, really, because I want to just get that done if I can. So I'll probably have to go out and buy more filler brick so I can finish off the pillars of the behind the cliff, and then we can go ahead and get that done. We can do the outer trim of the mock with these. So if you noticed, I had to go ahead and I put these at the end, the way the 2x6s and 2x4s kind of all went on. I have a row of 1 by the whole length of the each base plate on each side, so these will go ahead, finish that off, and then go ahead and detail, because I am going to need probably like this level of full, half an inch full of these, just to do all the detailing I'd like to do, or at least that's a projected model. So probably within the next little bit, I'm going to do a smaller order within the next week or two of those, kind of as I get through some stuff, see what I might need. Since money's going to be coming in a little nicer, a little greater in the next little bit, I can probably place some orders quicker. So that'll be the nice part too. Otherwise, it's just obtaining filler brick as we've always been doing. But yeah, this is great. It's great to have this in. We're going to go ahead and dive into using this brick, as well as revisiting the custom clone commander later on in the segment, hopefully. So let's roll. Hey guys, so I'm in the middle of building, and this crazy annoying thing happened. And I don't know why I started editing this one. I should have started editing this pillar. But as you can see, we kind of try to get the glare out of there. There's like this tiny level where it doesn't come in, and it doesn't connect to the plate. So if I push on it, see it bends in. So I'm going to have to go through these last few areas. I'm going to build the pillars up and see if I don't have to do them here. But I got to build back support to those pillars, which I'm doing right now for this one. I'll have to do it for this one because I don't know why. It could be the curvature of my table, because in all reality, but then again, it looks flat. So I have no idea what this issue is. Now, it could be a combination of newer brick, like bought out of the store brick, and multiple-year-old brick, which I'm thinking could play a role. But otherwise, I'm not sure because I'm using the same pattern, same technique down on here that I'm using from this base plate, and I had zero issues at all doing this full cliff work, which is great because it's halfway, more than halfway done, but I had to stop and slowed it down. So pretty much from here on out, there won't be a time lapse of cliff building. There might be a time lapse of something else in this segment. I'm not sure yet, but I got to go through. Go ahead, get these pillars in place, and then we'll put in as much rock work as those two cups, and I got another cup. So I got a cup and a half of each type left, so there's a good chance we can finish it. If not, we'll just have like this little strip. I'm going to have to order in like 50, 60 pieces. It's going to be like, wow. But actually, technically not even, no. I should be able to finish this off this week. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead, finish this off, and we'll see where we get to this segment. Great news. So we did get the entire cliff face done. So, we got that pretty much last half, and then stopped about, I want to say here, and the time lapse maybe a little farther over, and we finished it up, which is great. I ran out this morning and got the bricks I needed to fill in the back portion. So this is fantastic. I do have a couple small areas, like kind of like this and kind of there. I may go through and I may touch up. Then again, I might leave it because when you look, sometimes when you glance right at it, you don't see it, and sometimes if you look, for it, you'll find it, and you won't find it. So I don't know. Here I'll probably definitely fix right in here. That's just a little too smooth for me. Again, maybe here and here's, but otherwise it's pretty much done. I got a couple areas that are jutting out a little farther. This is my first time doing major rock work, so I think it came out pretty well. You guys, I guess, tell me if it's terrible, then it's terrible, I guess. I don't know. But this is what I kind of was able to put together. There are a couple, I had like these massive areas jutting out right here, and I think kind of like right here. I kind of don't like it, but I don't want to go back through and tear it up. So I'm going to leave it. I think it still looks pretty good. Another thing I was working on while I was waiting is I just working on this first, ooh, yeah, let that light difference switch over, was the more of these little foxholes. I think I'm going to have to start going deeper. I had the one that's over there, but I'm starting to think, I have one or two of these that are going to be a little shallower, like kind of the same size as what I like to call the pool. Put that down there. But otherwise, I think I'm going to try to get some a little deeper just to get some, obviously, variance in there. And, that way, because we're looking at one that's kind of closer to the final product, and it's, it's good for, like, kneeling. They can kneel down and they can shoot out of it, So that's good, but I think we should have a couple that are a little deeper. So this one's the same height as the other one. But, now let me get a brick really quick. It's going to bother me. There we go. Then we can do that. There we are. That's not too bad. So, we'll take stuff like that. On a couple areas here and there. But, I think it's looking good. Kind of gets an idea what we want to go for. I'm thinking next week we might touch on these. I'm not sure it's either these or it comes down to how much filler brick I do. But I think we're going to try to, what part of the top we have, I want to flesh that out a little more. Make it look a little nicer. Or a little bit more complete in the sense of, okay, we just got to add the detail to it. Or, I just got to do a couple more of these little foxholes. I have these large areas, over here that aren't finished. These two base plates are actually pretty good, but over there we kind of have a mess that I want to fix. So that's probably going to be next week, but it's great that we got this done. To finish up the video, though, we are going to hop on over back to that custom Clone Commander we were working on last week, just to kind of go over a few things I did change, and then we'll end out the video. Let's go. So here we are, we're back with the same Clone Commander we were working with last week, Commander Mav. You'll notice right away I got rid of the whole chest design, and that's not what it's going to look like. I'm actually going to invert it, so we're going to have 2 red stripes coming across the shoulder. I think we're going to leave this middle section, but I had decided I am going to put red arms. It was voted on last week that we want to just stick with red Lego arms, not me putting a stripe on it, which, it works either way, I think. So I'm going to go ahead, we'll do that really quick, see what that looks like, and then kind of give you a somewhat final look at Commander Mav. So give me 1 minute, guys. So I went ahead and I kind of finished up what I wanted to do, kind of get the general idea. Since I'm not going to finish him exactly this video, I put on the general layers of paint we got to do, or at least finish up. So those markings on the chest are going to, I'm going to use that kind of blob you see to make the markings. I'll use the toothpick to do that. And on the helmet, you notice we did add a little bit of detail right down by the respirator, right down at the bottom right there. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little. But yeah, I think he's gonna be looking pretty great. It's gonna look very nice when we're done. He is gonna have the hip cape on him too. So either next week or the week after, or maybe when I touch on the clones, we'll have Commander Mav done. Again, if you haven't read my story, go read it. Just because there is a chance a lot of you, for the time we're spending here with the custom clone, you might end up being a little disappointed. But go ahead and read the story, or if you don't want to, don't read it, and you'll find out at the end of the video, or at the end of the building series, what Commander Mav's role is. But otherwise, guys, we're going to go ahead and end out the video. That was week 13, I think, for having, I want to say we had a couple boring segments a while back. It's all right if you agree with me. But with the order coming in, that's a lot of parts I got to deal with. Honestly, right now, the boring stuff, the filler brick, is what's holding me back. Because as we all kind of can see, the first 4 base plates are pretty much plated. Everything I need to do, at least mass plating wise, details and some other stuff, finishing up the foxholes and the blown out areas in the pool. That there's still a little bit of that to go. But I mean, otherwise, it's pretty much there for general plating, and we have the 2 last base plates we still even got to get, to the top of the cliff. So on one hand, we have the cliff done. On another hand, we have pretty much, I want to say, almost a third left to get to the level we're at now. And then, kind of the idea is when we get everything to the same level, mass plated, without really much detail, but the general features, we'll be on the home stretch for sure. That'll be maybe 2 segments. We'll go ahead, hit back down below the cliff 1 more segment, and then, when we get around to that, detail on the top. But I think next week my goal is I'd like to work on the blown out areas of the foxholes. Since this will kind of be my first week off of school, I think I'll have a couple days off, a couple days working. It's really where I'm in a weird balancing act between ending my winter semester. I have 1 summer class that starts up on the 8th, I want to say, of May. On the 6th of May, I got a job fair I'm going to. And then I have my other summer, my seasonal job that's starting up again, on top of my job at the Discovery Center. So I got a lot going on. Hopefully I'll have time to squeeze some Vibroblade Ridge in here and there. We will, it will be continuing. It might be a little bumpy at the beginning of the summer, figuring out what I can do, where I can do it, and where I end up kind of leaving my summer at. But we're getting into that home stretch, so I can kind of take a step back from school for a hot second. Work, there's no homework with that, so you just show up, do your job, and you can come home and sit on your butt. So I don't have to take time and do homework, even though I do have a summer class. It's 1 class. I'm not gonna, it's a lot easier than taking 3-4 classes in the fall or winter. But anyways, that was this segment. I think we had a good shot. We're gonna look at the top next segment and hopefully just get more filler brick. And I need the dark gray 2x4s. So that's the big thing holding us back. I might make a trip up to my local Lego store, see if they got any of that. And then as well as I have located that bricks and minifigs. I think last week I said something about it. And so a lot of my money, or a little bit of my money that I didn't plan to see disappeared into that. But we are doing well, we're doing strong, and I guess really, I don't mind my foot, dog hair, so I'm wearing yellow lab, black socks, don't mix. But without, I think that's, it's been a good segment. So otherwise, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. It means a lot that you do watch these, and I'll see you in my next video.